Best.Podcast.Ever is sponsored by the Gertzberg Law Firm, a full-service business law firm in Cleveland and Chagrin Falls that's changing the way businesses retain their attorneys. Go to gertzberglaw.com to learn more. While you're there, check out Cover My Six, a complete legal audit of the 6 areas that most often create or prevent business lawsuits and government investigations. Go to covermysix.com to learn how we keep you safe. Enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to listen to the best podcast ever recorded.
I saved a bird.
Hi, Molly Gebler.
Hi, Alex Gertzberg.
What are you typing over there?
Oh, busy.
You are busy. Who are you? What, are you sending like naked pictures of yourself to somebody?
No, not
again.
Today. Not today.
Jeez, oh man.
Okay.
It's a long ass text.
No, those are 3 emails and a text.
All right.
I just have to turn on my
airplane
mode.
Beautiful.
Well, first of all, take your first sip of
Okay,
FLOH
this is
vodka.
FLOH
I'm
vodka
so
over.
excited for you, a Russian. It is the smoothest.
Interesting. Yeah. That's a really distinctive taste of vodka. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm gonna have mine. Mine is
what you got, pineapple juice in there?
Yeah, it is. He has 2. One is vodka flavor.
Yeah.
And then one is dragonberry grapefruit or something like that. And that's this one.
Interesting. Can I taste yours?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sick or anything?
No.
You want to taste mine?
No, I've tasted it. It is just so smooth.
I like that juice you got in yours.
Would you rather like this? I
No,
figured
this is
you
fine.
were a full gluten-free and kosher.
So this is FLOH, FLOH.
Correct. And they had us, they're a new chamber member, and
Okay.
they had us, their offices are downtown, actually in the Hot Cards building, right on Superior.
Excellent.
And Jessica and my sister and I went down there, and they certainly showed us a lovely time. He is a promoter. He does nothing small.
He's going to be a guest on here, isn't he?
He is going to be a guest.
Yeah.
He's amazing. He has my brain. There aren't many people that have my brain, and he has my crazy.
Does he physically have it right now?
Out of the box.
Can he give it back?
I mean, he just his things are
All right. Well,
he's awesome.
What's his name?
His name is Jacques Evans,
Ooh,
and the
Jacques.
whole team.
Is he French?
I don't think so.
Jacques, I like your stuff. This is good vodka. Nice job.
Yes, you can get it at Western Reserve.
Interesting.
In Bainbridge. We're trying our hardest to get it into some other the local restaurants. Yeah.
I just remembered something that I did today I wasn't supposed to do.
Was it drink vodka?
No. Well, that too. No, today's supposed to be Meatless Monday for me, and I just ate this giant ham and turkey sandwich.
Oh.
And I was going to not drink today.
What are you switching to Catholic?
No,
Meatless?
I thought I would cheers.
Cheers.
I thought if I had one day a week of really good habits of what I put into my body, then it might spread to other days of the week.
Okay. Yeah, but you are very good with what you put in your
body.
Thank
you. I try.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a malfunctioning microphone.
No, you don't. It's functioning perfectly.
I can't sneeze or anything because it's... We need to
you're
record
supposed to
something.
turn your head
We're
away
supposed to
anyway.
record something, Alex.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that.
Okay.
Folks, kids, listeners, if you go right now to our YouTube channel, which our intrepid producer, Nellie Gertzberg-Selby, recently set up, you will find, I believe, all of our podcast episodes there. And what is great about that, Molly, you know what's great about that?
I don't. Tell me.
So how do you listen?
I do, but...
How do you listen to your podcasts?
I usually go to our website.
Do you listen to it while you're driving?
Yes.
How do you listen to it while you're driving? Through the website?
Through my...
So you put
Correct.
the website...
I go to the website, right, and then I do Bluetooth through my phone, yes.
So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it would be to go to our YouTube channel. So now let's survey your options now, Molly, because people like different have different methods.
Absolutely. We want it to make it easy for everybody.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
So some people really dig the iTunes, right?
Yes.
Some people really dig the Stitcher. I listen to all of my podcasts on Stitcher.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Stitcher. Other people really like YouTube. And what's great about YouTube is like this morning I was working out. You know what I mean? I was getting swole.
Yeah. Getting swole.
So I was getting swole this morning.
Okay.
That's a word that the kids are saying these days, Molly.
Okay.
And
so you should be saying it.
So I turn on my TV because in my little gym down there,
a little smart TV.
Well, it's a big TV, and I don't like listening to just music while I work out in my gym because I'm the only one there, and I feel isolated, and I like to feel like there's other people in there, and that's why I turn this big TV on.
Okay.
And I turn on YouTube, and typically I will listen to another podcast, but on YouTube. And
Gotcha.
so like Joe Rogan is a really good podcast that's on YouTube. So if you're one of those people, we're
there for you.
Yeah, you can now turn to us. Now we don't have video capabilities just yet, but you can watch YouTube and listen to our podcast that way if you are a YouTube type of person. Right.
And am I misspeaking to say we're on Spotify as well?
Yeah, no, you're not misspeaking.
Alex,
Nelly.
we're on Spotify.
Damn, dude, we are high rollers, man. Yeah, that's right. We're on Spotify. And
yes.
There's so many ways to tune in. So
there's no reason that you can't now.
Frankly, Molly, if you are not subscribed to our podcast and listening to it through one of those means on a regular basis, well, you're just not cool.
I don't know what to say. Yeah, I would have to agree with that.
Speaking of cool, I saw your boyfriend, Double D, on the other day.
Yes, I heard.
At the Spazmatics.
Yes.
My lady and I went there, and we had the best time.
I
everybody was
didn't get
boogieing.
My text to meet you there or anything.
Oh, you should look a little more.
Maybe because it was on airplane mode.
I believe I texted you and said something like, "We're here. Where are you?" Dude, those Spazmatics bring it.
Rock it, man.
We had such a good time.
Oh, did you get to see him and chat with him?
Yeah, we did. We did. And it was at the Aurora Inn. And have you ever seen anything there?
You know what? I have not. I didn't realize
it was a giant tent.
Okay, I didn't know that.
For whatever reason, there seemed to be a lot of bachelorette parties there that night.
Of course.
Or weddings or whatever, because there was tons.
I wonder if Double D's ever ruined any of those connections, those weddings.
I mentioned to Tiffany that I think that Double D...
he has his hands full.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, he
would like to do more with us.
He needs to come back. Oh yeah, you said that.
We talked about that.
Yeah,
so
well, we should. We'd like to do more with him. Anyway, that was a good time. And then you know what we did yesterday, Molly?
I don't.
We saw this movie called A Simple Favor.
Oh yes, how was it?
Dude, you should go see it.
I will go see it. I want to see that, and I want to see the new one with Bradley Cooper, but it's a remake. Star is Born. I want to see.
Was that a Barbra Streisand movie originally?
Yes, Chris Christopherson.
I don't know if I could watch Lady Gaga on screen for 2 hours.
You know what? I think she's multifaceted. I think you need to give her a chance because I think a lot of people probably. I think Barbra Streisand is the perfect because people love her music. But might not want to have seen her in a movie.
Who was the dude in the original Star is Born?
Chris Christopherson.
Was that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm not. I don't know. I'm just not a Lady Gaga fan.
I am not either. But I'm gonna give it a try. Give it a try.
But anyway, A Simple Favor is phenomenal.
Yes. Okay. I'm excited.
And we saw it at Pinecrest at Silver Spot.
Yes.
Man, they're really. I hate to say this, Chagrin Cinemas and all the other movie theaters around here, but that place is the bomb hit.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about it. So you had to get there early. Did you order food?
So we ate at Three Palms.
Okay.
Which was really good. And then we just walked over there and we just ordered wine and popcorn at our seats.
Okay.
So, but we could have. They had a full dinner.
Right. But I've just heard some chatter about that beforehand.
Well, here's what I'll tell you. It ain't cheap. You got to mortgage your house to eat dinner over there, man. It is. It's an expensive meal, but it is such a nice experience
Uh-huh.
that whether you order food or not, it's really cool to be served and to, oh man, those seats are just so,
Oh my gosh. Yes.
you don't want to leave.
Yes.
And they recline full
Yes,
on.
you are
you're laying
very
down.
picky about that.
It's a full on recline.
Yes.
Which
yes.
is great.
Yeah. I have been, but I have not been when I had to pay. I've been to all their openings where they've invited me.
Okay.
So yeah.
Good,
So
yeah. Well, so
I'm nervous about that beginning point because I need to make sure I have my popcorn. So I need to know how long I need to get there ahead of time.
They stop serving when the previews are over. They like when it's like the almost last preview.
Okay.
They say last call.
And I'd like to be there for the previews. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're taking your orders at your seats while you're
Right.
sitting there at the beginning.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool because the seats are booths. There's 2 seats per booth.
you're not next to your person.
Well, no, you are. You're not next to the other person in the other booth.
Right. But
Yeah, there's like a little
still,
wall
there's
between
a nice armrest between the two.
You can hold hands.
Oh my gosh, I don't want to know.
You can hold hands. I'm not saying I held hands with anyone. I'm just saying if you wanted to hold hands, you could hold hands.
Yeah, with your lady.
Anywho, what did you do
Fun.
all weekend, Molly Gebler?
Saturday we had a fun fundraiser for the little theater. We collected gift cards. It's one of those things where the little theater came to me or the chamber and said, we need to raise some money to do facelifts on the dressing rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what made me say, I'm like, let's do a gift card drive-through party. Don't know, never heard. I mean, it's just one of those things that I'm like, let's try it out. Well, it was very successful. So what you did was you went to the hardware store or Home Depot because there were things that they needed that they couldn't get at the hardware store. But I wanted to be able to support the hardware store. And you purchased a gift card, and then you drove past the little theater yesterday and just dropped them off, and you were entered to win lots of prizes and stuff. And we had $2,000 worth of gift cards dropped off.
How about that?
Yeah, and the hardware store was beyond thrilled because I think about $1,700 was from them, which gave them a little boost.
Yeah, that's great.
And we just got off the First Responders Week, which was phenomenal. We served over 70 dinners. That was
that your idea?
That the food was.
It's a great idea, Molly.
It was. It was. It's fun. It's fun.
I felt a little guilty because I know how hard you work on behalf of recognition of first responders, and one of your efforts involved a blue light being shown. And every time I passed the chamber, I saw your blue light, and then I
red
saw
light.
It's blue and red. That's right.
Yeah.
And then I saw a sign and something like support your
Light
first.
it up.
But I light it up. But I kept when I saw it, I only heard your voice screaming it at me.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I don't know how you did that, how you programmed the sign to do that, how to get in my head whenever I passed it up, but it did. So I would make a note. Okay, I got to get my lights and put it outside our firm. And
Nothing.
I mean, I just
Nothing. Well, here's the gist. I'm glad you brought that up, Alex.
Real quick, just to finish the thought. Fortunately, the next thought after that was, Molly ain't going to be mad at me. She knows I support first responders, and I delivered them lunch the other way. Oh, sure they do.
Here's the deal.
Talk to me.
So I have a year now to make this work.
Make what work?
So the light bulb. I mean, I want the Chagrin Valley to light up like Clark Griswold when he lights up his house for Christmas vacation. I want these first responders to know that they are loved and appreciated by every resident here in the Chagrin Valley. So I am pleading for community members. The Chagrin Valley is made up with a lot of communities. You live in a community, a development.
Right.
So there's no reason that I can't get one or two people from these developments to say, okay, I know you don't live in this development, but let's say Lake in the Woods. Okay. And Alex doesn't live in Lake in the Woods, so don't head on down there.
No firebombing.
So let's say 2 people take Lake in the Woods, and we give them the material, we give them the emails, not the list, but because they have that list, and they're in charge of marketing and getting the word out in their community. If I could break it in bite size, I think it'll be doable, because like we drove around, we were giving gift cards. And we drove around on one of the nights I drove around with a Bainbridge police officer in his car. And then the next night I drove around with Chief Rizzo from South Russell. And, it's like, oh, there's one. And then the next 12 houses, there's another one. I mean, they do know. And we tell them during this week, our residents are appreciating you by shining a red or blue light bulb. So we need to get better on that. We just have to.
Would you like to hear my honest opinion about this, Molly?
Yes.
Your heart is so huge and your intentions are so pure and so good.
Don't be talking about my boobs or my butt.
Number one, let's put that as a given. That's a fact.
Yes.
Okay, and everyone knows it.
Yes.
Number two is the chamber has so many asks of the community on a regular basis all the time. So it's always asking the community to support something, right?
The chamber does?
Yeah, support local businesses, support schools, support whatever, right?
Yeah.
Here's an opportunity, come to this event, whatever.
Well, those are chamber members, not residents. Be clear. Yes.
But most chamber members are residents. Right, so they're hearing.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of asks.
Are you going to give me an excuse on why people should not put a blue or red light bulb up?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not at all. I think everyone should do what Molly asks so that they don't get guilt tripped for not doing it. But the third thing is, people. It is so difficult to do what you're trying to do, right? To get people to do stuff in their spare time, even though they should, right? And even though that is such an important function of our community. It would barely exist. It would be chaos without first responders, right?
Right.
You want to show them that we appreciate them. I think that it's almost like starting a new holiday, right? It's going to take a long time for it to catch on, and it requires a lot of buildup.
Yes.
Right? So I just don't want you to be upset when it doesn't happen. If it doesn't happen.
It grows.
Right,
it grows every year. And I think that getting these resident community people on board is going to be very helpful, because I can only reach so many people. If you don't get the Chagrin Valley Times, if you don't get our email, if you can't read, then you're not knowing.
Have you gone into the homeowners associations and talked to their board?
Well, that's kind of what, getting somebody from each of these developments, they'd be that lead to go into their homeowners association and talk to them. And, at the end of the day, yes, we all appreciate them, but it's just one of those easy $3.50 year after year.
Here's the other thing about that. I remember when I was at one of the law firms I worked for, one of the senior partners there would go around. He was on the board of the Red Cross, and he would say, hey, young associates, here's a form. If you check off this box, then a portion of your paycheck, like $2 per week or $10 or $20 or however much you want to write in, will go to the Red Cross.
Right.
Well, us associates are scared shitless of this big, powerful partner that we, of course, put in, $20 per paycheck. But we didn't really want to do it. We were just doing it to make them happy.
But I'm going to have to say that's a little different than, because I get no gain out of the first responders helping you. You personally are helped by the first responders. But another thing, businesses from our chamber are also taking on my challenge, and they're purchasing bulk red or blue light bulbs, and they're passing it out to different communities, which is a brilliant marketing for you. For that business. They have their card on it. It says light it up. Yeah. And then they, with their kids, they go and put it on people's porches.
So I just gave the argument for why people may be not want to do it. So I challenge all those people to prove me wrong.
Yes.
Right? and tell Molly, the hell with Alex. I'm going to do this.
I'm not
gonna
quite sure
do
why
this.
you're making excuses. For
Yeah,
people.
that dude doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I challenge all of our listeners: is prove me wrong. Let's talk about this girl, Jessica.
Yes,
Right?
Jessica.
Jessica, is it Debeljak?
Debeljak.
Debeljak? Really? Debeljak?
Yeah.
I bet it started out Debeljak.
We'll have to ask
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
We'll ask
what do you
her.
think that is? Hungarian?
No, it's Slovenian.
Slovenian?
It's,
I'd buy that.
Yeah, it's by injection.
It's what?
Nothing.
Did you say injection?
By injection. She's that by injection.
What does that mean? Does that mean that her husband is Slovenian?
Yeah.
I've never heard by injection before.
Stop it.
Never.
Come on.
Never heard it.
Yes.
That's fascinating. I am.
Yes.
So she is the assistant executive director. What's her role at the chamber?
You know what?
Besides badass.
We don't label.
No.
She's
What does she
hired as
put on
my
her-
assistant. She's an administrative assistant.
That's what she puts on her tax returns.
She hasn't filled it out yet for the chamber yet, but I guess she did. Yeah, because
Okay.
she started with us last year. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not going to listen to this. Does she do a good job?
She's amazing.
She screw things up?
She's amazing. No.
Does she have good personal hygiene at the office?
She has good person. Although we did have a funky smell today in the office, and then we realized it was
Jessica.
my garbage can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you clean that out, man?
I did immediately. And I don't even know what it was. Like, I didn't even investigate.
Okay.
It was a little, and then
It's a little tart in here.
I knew as soon as I walked into the main building, I'm like, holy crap, what smells in here? Oh, boy.
I'm really glad that I've gotten to know her. How long has she been there now? It's like 6 months?
She'll be a year in December,
A year?
Alex. Yes.
Time has just flown.
Flies.
Yeah.
Flies.
She seems to be a good
She's
kid.
a great addition
Yeah.
to the chamber office. She
Good attitude.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Very
And she's
much
got
so.
a very interesting background. She spends some of her time being an extra in movies.
Yes.
It's fascinating.
It is fascinating.
Yeah, we're
I'm
gonna have to-
enthralled by it.
I want to ask her a bunch of stuff about
And her
that.
husband is a police officer in Orange, so he got to appreciate some of our food and those red and blue light bulbs.
I bet they've got some at their house.
You know what it's funny because communities, it's all based on who's in your community. Now you did the fire and police that were not in your community, but
Because I support the chamber.
because you just support support first responders no matter where they are.
That's true.
But Orange got FLOH vodka, served them lunch, no vodka, and Firebirds did. Oh my gosh, it was crazy the amount of food that Firebird brought. It was insane. I mean, they fed the mayor, the mayor's office, service department. It was crazy. Crazy. Not that yours was any, we're just speaking of Orange.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's not a competition, but
No.
that's okay. Whatever. All right. Well, should we bring her in, Molly?
I think we should.
All right.
What do you have there, Jessica? Jessica has a present.
to be your 60th guest.
The big six. Oh, hey, look at that.
Look at that.
Well,
So Jessica,
hold on a
for our
second.
listeners, brought us 6 cupcakes that say 60th PDE. B.
That FLOH vodka's really kicking in there for Molly.
Yeah.
That would be
All right, so hold it
BPE.
up so we can get a picture of it. Just
Oh my goodness,
I
that's
love
precious.
So whoa.
Yeah.
Okay,
All
was it a
business.
tough?
Jillian said I should have a tall one since we're going to be in here a while.
Was it a tough week or a tough day at the office there, Jess? Well, what do we say, Mazel Tov?
L'chaim.
L'chaim?
And Mazel Tov for the 60th.
All
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do have to do with your daddy. Is it strong?
Mine is straight vodka.
Are you straight? Is it the plain or the...
Molly decided that I should have the straight
Do you want
vodka.
me to go get you some cranberry juice? I figure you're a Russian Jew. You should be
know, I'll
straight
get kicked-
vodka. Your dad would be like
I'll get kicked out of the
appalled.
club.
Yeah.
My dad's appalled for lots of other
Well,
reasons.
your dad, I promised him a sip of that. And that FLOH vodka is going to kind of go to the back somewhere. So when Jacques comes, we'll be stocked for him.
Yeah, this is a dangerous place for vodka to exist.
We talked about
actually.
that at the chamber office. What
is true.
flavor are these, Jessica?
They're vanilla.
Vanilla. I'm going to try one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want one too,
Alex?
actually.
Really?
So, Jessica,
Alex.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Molly, I can't even say.
Did you
it.
get the... What?
I can't. Well, how she's Slovenian.
By injection. You've heard that before. It's the first time Alex ever heard
I've
that.
never
You've heard
heard
that
Slovenian.
before.
I
by
don't think
injection.
I've heard that, but
Really?
that's pretty funny.
You're just dirty, Molly.
That's a good one. Molly is dirty. I'll tell you
She's
that.
so dirty. I mean, this would be like a PG rated podcast, but iTunes bans it from all of the kids categories.
I think that's something people don't know about me.
That you're dirty?
Well, I don't know if I'd say dirty.
No.
More
I
than
would. I'd
trucker
say
mouth.
I'd say dirty.
I definitely have a trucker mouth.
We have had some dirty-minded conversations and things that pop
Yeah.
up.
Can you remember the last dirty conversation you had
She
with
can't.
Molly?
I know exactly what she's
Ooh,
gonna.
let's hear it. Let's
I know
go.
exactly what she's gonna talk
Get
about.
it all out.
We mustn't.
Why?
Come on. We can leave names on
Oh,
it.
we can say it. The Bainbridge Police Department is the
Nope,
hottest police
That's
department
not
ever.
where I was going.
No.
No. I wanted to talk about the gag ball.
That had nothing to do with me. I didn't even know what it was.
I always call it a ball gag.
It's a ball
but
gag.
Gag ball.
But
it
we
doesn't
had,
really matter.
Jessica saved.
I
us
saved the
business.
day. Yeah, they had
What?
sent us an event they were having, and as I'm putting it in, I see this kids activity called gag ball, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what is gag ball?" And so,
Molly made a comment.
whether you Google gag ball or ball gag, the
I had no
disturbing
idea.
images show up.
I thought you were going to say, and then Molly said, "Oh, we call that Thursday night at the Gebler household."
She's like, "Wait, I have one right here." You mean this?
But what was it supposed to be?
Gaga ball. Which
Gaga
We
ball.
still don't know what that is, but anyway.
I know what a Gaga ball is.
But they left off an A. A very important A.
Is a Gaga ball like a kickball?
I don't know.
It's that new thing, like the circle.
Well, a Gaga pit is a square pit that little kids
it was a
that
circle
go to
pit.
camp play Gaga in.
Well, there you
But
go.
I think it's like just a kickball.
Very good.
That would be it. Yeah, you're
Very
good. Good.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
very
did
good,
you make
yeah.
these cupcakes yourself?
Yes, I did.
They're delicious.
Thank you. It's-
Delicious.
I had
On
leftover
top of making a
mix
wedding
from the
cake.
wedding cake, so then I made cupcakes.
She made a wedding cake this weekend.
For whose wedding?
My husband's cousin.
Is he a Debeljak?
No.
Do you know how they pronounced your name before they pronounced it Debeljak?
Yes.
How?
Debeljak.
There's-
What did you
I
say?
said Debeljak.
That sounds more Italian.
Debeljak. Debeljak.
Remember, she's
It's not
Slovenian.
Italian. You need a vowel at the end for it to be Italian. Debeljako. I don't
E.
know. Whatever.
Lucky.
Anywho, let's talk about how you handcuffed Scarlett Johansson.
I did not.
Her husband
That's
did.
my husband.
Oh, that was your
It's a
husband?
lot of research on her husband. We should have just brought her husband in. Nellie.
Nellie failed?
No.
there was a
No,
lot
Nellie
of-
didn't fail. It's
like 6 different places that she said she
you can't-
lived. She never lived in any of
Well, I
them.
mean,
Gosh, we would have
you
looked like
can't dig
asses.
up much about me. online.
Debeljak is such a common last
Sorry.
name. Everyone's got it.
So common.
Your husband handcuffed Scarlett Johansson in the filming of The Avengers. True or false?
False. It was the Winter Soldier.
Oh,
But yes, he did.
the first
handcuff.
Avenger. Right? Because it was Captain America.
Captain
Oh, yeah,
America,
so
the Winter
first-
Soldier.
The, f-
That's the second Captain America movie.
the first one was called First Avenger.
Mm-hmm.
Captain America, First Avenger. And the second one was Winter Soldier. Now I got it. So did he, when he learned that that was his assignment, did he lose his mind? Did other dudes try to get that job from him?
Yeah,
or-
so it happened. He was an extra, and then they asked if anybody knew how to put handcuffs on, and he was the first one to raise his hand. So
He was like, that's Thursday night at the Debeljak's house.
There you go. Molly uses the ball gag. We have handcuffs. So he just, pure luck, just raised his hand first, and they
he's a police
pulled
officer.
him.
Of course he knows.
Yeah.
how to put on
So
handcuffs.
he was an extra, playing a SWAT guy as an extra. So, so he got very lucky.
So is Captain America has nothing to do with the Avengers, yes?
He is
Yes,
an
he does.
Avenger.
Oh, sorry. I'm not.
You're
know.
not 12.
Yeah,
You're not a
no.
12-year-old boy.
No, but I need to ask this question. I already know the answer, but we're going to ask it for the sake of the listeners. Did you meet my new boyfriend, which is Robert Downy Jr.?
I did not.
Oh my gosh.
He was not there. He was CGI'd into the scene that I was in. Yeah.
Oh, but you would have.
So-
But you were in a scene with him.
I was in a scene that would have that includes
Right,
him, but
right.
yeah.
I'm
You like
infatuated
Rodan?
with him.
You're-
I
yeah.
love him. Do you know he sings?
We just
I encourage everybody to Google him.
we had a whole
I'm gonna
learning
turn
about
my-
Robert Downy Jr. Day today at work.
You're on airplane mode, so it's not
I
going to work.
understand that. I'm
But,
going off of it.
It's okay.
I'd like the listeners to hear.
Yeah.
Is there any things about him, any documentaries? Because I just would like to see how he overcame his demons. I mean, he was because
Big
the
drug
reason
addict.
this all starts because I was watching Ally McBeal still, and he is in it now. And he's great in it, and the chemistry between the two of them is amazing. And then all of a sudden, he's going to leave because it was right during his arrest. And he really kind of fucked up his life for a while.
Yeah, he was really into coke, as
Yeah.
I recall.
Okay, I mean, let's all take a minute. I'm telling you, you're going to be floored. Floored.
Laying down singing songs of joy and peace. So wish I had a river.
I would never guess that was him.
It sounds like Bruce Springsteen. He's got the Bruce Springsteen vibe.
But it don't snow here. It stays.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Who would have known? Who would have known?
Whoa, this has been Downy talk.
I hope he
with
sends
your
you a
friends.
thank you once he hears that moment.
Yeah.
Yes, I would probably have to ask for the rights to play that.
Yeah.
So you
Anywho.
did not meet him.
Did not.
Okay.
Did you meet Chris Chelmsworth?
I did.
Yes. Tell
Did you give him
us
a big
more.
That was the day I almost had a heart attack.
Because of that?
Yeah, we had gone down to watch the filming of the Avengers with the kids and just hanging out by where we saw the crew. And I know my kids were dressed up in costumes. So Vince was in his Thor helmet and had the hammer, and Dominic was dressed like Captain America. And we're just sitting there. And then there was a woman that came out, and she comes up to us and says, can you guys come over here with me a minute? I'm like, okay. So we go down this alley, and then I kind of think
Jessica
like
just-
something might
Sure.
happen.
I'll take my kids down the alley with you.
I don't know like where we're going, but okay. And then I feeling something's going to happen. I might see somebody. So I pull my phone out, and she's like, no, you can't have your phone out. And I'm like, okay. And so we turn the corner, and at the end of this alley is the God of Thunder. Like the full costume and oh my gosh, yeah. So Vince, of course, with his helmet and hammer is like, woohoo. But he was, I don't know, maybe 6 at that time. Dominic had fallen asleep in his stroller, and I'm about to have a heart attack. But no, I didn't get to hug him, or I might have shook his hand, but it was probably like this because I was so nervous.
And they wouldn't let you take any pictures because obviously the film hadn't been out
It
yet.
hadn't been out. They don't want any of that released prior, to the film coming out. But
And this was that. Pardon my ignorance. Is that the Avengers as well?
Yeah, they're all Avengers.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was during the filming of the
He's
Avengers.
Thor.
So
Isn't he
you
Thor?
and your kids were all in it, yes?
No.
No.
My husband and I were both in the Avengers.
Research.
We were just watching from off the set.
Okay.
With the kids.
So then they had to peel Jessica off of Thor's
Yes.
leg.
So I had to walk
Leg,
away, and I
please.
seriously, I had to sit down on the sidewalk. I was about to have a heart attack. I'm calling my husband, like, I can't believe, I just met Chris Hemsworth. And then we're walking down the street with the kids. I was like, I don't know what to do right now. I'm like freaking
And
out.
did he say, yeah, but I
And
got to
so-
handcuff
This was
Scarlett?
prior.
Oh.
That was prior to that. And then Cleveland.com reporter stopped us on the street because the kids looked really cute in their costumes. And I was like, we just met Chris Hemsworth.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
silly.
it was pretty cool.
So tell us how one becomes an extra.
We went to a casting call. That was how it started for me. And that was Marvel did their own casting. So we waited like 5 hours in line in the parking lot of
kill me.
Holiday Inn in Independence. And it was probably 90 degrees and
Oh, shoot me.
horrible. And that was my husband's attitude.
Yeah.
So you dragged your husband to this
I
casting
dragged
call.
him to the casting call.
And what does the casting call process look like, other than waiting in line for 4 hours?
Yeah,
and
like
not
hundreds
even
of people standing around in a parking lot.
Hurry
and
up
then
and do
you
nothing.
go in and it's just real quick. I think we filled out some paperwork and they take your picture and then you're out.
Okay.
And then
Do you, say anything or like you're not auditioning
no,
or anything?
you're standing against the wall. They take a picture. You're holding like your name or something, and then that's it. And then it's just a waiting game. Then after that,
And I mean, I would assume that they didn't have to do you and your husband, right?
no, mm-mm.
Like cast, so you guys just
No,
both
we were
happened to get
separate, and we
cast.
were in separate scenes. So he was
Okay.
cast for one scene as a SWAT officer, or whatever, and then I was a gala guest, like the event. And inside Tower City was supposed to be like a German museum, and so that was my scene.
I have to watch it now. Will I see you?
Probably not. I'll see me because I know what I was wearing, which it was a very bright pink and black silk jacket. So
Okay.
I wasn't too happy about wearing it, but at least I can pick myself out of the
Right.
movie.
Are you in the credits at the end?
No.
Did you get paid?
Yes.
What'd you get paid? If you don't mind my
It's
asking.
like $10 an hour.
Okay.
Minimum wage. Good
And
for
how-
you, Paramount.
Do you have your card? Do you have your SAG card?
No, but Mike's eligible because in the Winter Soldier, when he got upgraded or whatever, he got upgraded because he was yelling then, put the gun down.
So
put your
he
hands-
spoke.
So if you can see and hear, then you get upgraded to actor versus just a background. And then so he's credited in there as a SWAT officer.
Well, he needs to get his SAG card.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it is. And for Cleveland work, I mean, if you were doing big things, but for here, it's really
So you go. They take your picture. You fill out some forms, and then do you go home, or are you there to film?
No, we
that
go
day?
home.
You go home, and then you get a phone call.
Yeah, and then you'll get a call if they want you. And so
How long of a process? Like, how long do you wait to
it was
hear that?
Probably a couple weeks. But
Wow.
he got the call first, which I was kind of pissed because he complained the whole time we were in that line. And then I got a call like a week after that. So, yeah, we both had really, really fun experiences with
Did
it.
you? Okay.
Yeah.
And so it was the Avengers and Captain America. And what's Jenny's wedding? Is that your friend Jenny?
Yeah,
And you were in it?
we made a movie, an
You were
indie film.
Will you share that
Bridesmaid.
link with us?
Me. That was a film, Katherine Heigl.
Oh,
It's her movie, and it was an indie film that they shot here in Cleveland, and you could see me in that one too.
and are
And-
you continuing to get information and going to calls? Like this is, I mean, obviously it's a hobby of yours.
Yeah.
But you still go to auditions and
Yeah, so there's a local casting agent that sends out emails when things become available.
So it's funny because it looks like our crack research team has somehow copy pasted like part of your commercial modeling resume. And under special skills, this is literally what Nellie wrote. Good with babies and kids, good with animals, yoga, weight training, boxing, swimming, softball, roller skating. Oh, and Molly, she knows how to ride a bike and drive a car.
But there's something after the car.
Yeah, manual and auto.
I'm
These are-
so talented.
These are obviously important things for the casting people to know,
Yes.
which makes sense.
Yes, no wonder
my
I'm not
goodness.
getting any
Isn't that
extra
funny?
gigs.
That's like
super descriptive.
Yeah,
You don't
that's
know. You
like-
need somebody that has to handle a baby and has no idea how to
So
do
that
it.
is like on your resume, that kind of stuff.
it should end with and can also walk forwards and backwards without falling down.
God knows I can't.
Right? Yeah, it's pretty funny.
That's silly. So, and then there was a Nike commercial. True.
Yeah, there were a couple of them.
My
and
goodness.
because of LeBron,
LBJ.
they would film like the opening before the first game of the season. They had a big opening video with him, and there was something
The
with
one
Nike
where they
that
all
we
come
did.
together.
Yes,
You're
the together.
in that?
Oh yeah, but it was a huge crowd. But yeah, oh my gosh, yeah, that was a long day.
You know what? I think you might need an agent.
Yeah.
I can help you with that. Yeah. I can help you with legal representation. I can be your management company.
Oh yeah, all
Molly
right.
and I can together, actually.
Well,
Okay.
I'm going off with her though.
Going off to do what?
Because I'm going to do my own shows. So
Well,
you're going to have to be both our agents.
That's fine. I can do that.
Okay.
We'll talk later.
Although Marianne Ponce has already asked to be my agent.
What?
So.
Dude, I will fight Marianne Ponce. Marianne, bring a knife. We're scrapping.
Nice.
Ouch.
Well, I don't like people poaching in on my clients.
So why are you so obviously Nellie had some difficulties finding information about you. And you're not on Facebook.
I'm not.
You are on Instagram.
Yeah.
Why are you so private?
I don't know.
Nellie wrote, I think she's lived in Portland, Oregon, Vancouver, Washington, Bonita Springs, Florida, and
No.
Athens, Ohio.
No.
And Molly was like, she's lived in none of those places.
I don't know. I don't have any interest in being on Facebook. I don't.
Isn't that funny how you and Molly are complete opposites of each
But
other?
we're
and yet-
not,
we're so
though.
not.
We're so similar.
So not. Yeah.
yeah,
Not on
except when it
social
comes to
media.
that. Yeah. No, she likes to creep on it.
But
she just doesn't want to show her stuff. But
Facebook?
she likes to get down and nasty and dirty on it.
No, I like Instagram and I tweet a little, but no Facebook.
Do you have aspirations for being more than an extra? Not that there's anything wrong with being an extra, but do you ever want to be like a full
Let's get that right out in the open.
Do you ever want to be like a full
I don't ever want to be a superstar,
Well, how about like a semi-star?
but like sure, I would
Right?
be the leading
Like a B-
lady
like a
in
B
like
acting.
a commercial or
Yeah. Like, would you ever want
Yeah.
like to be that girl who's always
like the sidekick to Jennifer Lawrence or something.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or-
there are
exactly.
a few people that you always see and
Yeah.
Those people eventually become superstars.
Right.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Sure, why not?
Why don't you do that?
She's very busy at the office
I'm
right
so
now.
busy.
And we
at
don't
the
have time to
office.
be giving her
And
up
with
right now.
children.
I think
Yes.
that you
Yeah.
guys.
Babies and roller skating. Okay, her plate is full.
I think
And
you
driving
guys.
Molly has
car.
the answer for you.
Driving a car.
I think you guys should shoot a. What do they call it? Like when you want to send to Hollywood your headshot with a video or something like that. Is that a thing?
Well, we already
Do people
have
do
our
that?
show that we're gonna make. Our
I bet
TV
you if you
show.
talk to Rob Sapp, he could hook you up with some people.
Yeah.
He knows people, I bet.
Yeah, I don't know if my life would allow that right now.
Mother of two,
Yeah.
freshman and
Sixth grader.
sixth grader, two boys. Football is invading your
Full
entire
swing.
life.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yep.
Grew up
Football,
where?
Homecoming.
Oh, that's right. Going to homecoming as a freshman.
Freshman.
With a
10th
sophomore.
grade girl.
stop it. Good for you, buddy. Nice job. Atta boy. That's my dude. You know what? Can I tell you something? He is proud as a peacock right now. He is strutting
Sure he is.
around ninth grade like he owns the place, and
Oh,
he
yeah.
should.
I'm so hot. I'm so hot.
should. Good for him. Good for you, buddy.
Right?
Don't listen to anybody naysay. Because you know what?
Especially your mom.
Because I'm going to tell you something right
gonna say,
now.
bite
What's
your
his
mom.
name? What's his name?
Vince,
I'm going to tell you something right now. If you get a 10th grader, you can get an 11th grader. You can get an 11th grader, you can go senior.
You're gonna get his ass
Shut
kicked. Yeah,
Dude,
you're gonna get
do
his
not-
ass kicked.
Vince, don't settle. Don't settle.
What's wrong with 9th grade ladies?
Nothing if you don't want a 10th grade lady. I'm just joking. The only thing
my
about dating
gosh.
the 10th and 11th graders is they'll have to drive. You're not.
That's manly.
Yeah, no, that's the only thing about it.
no, Dad's driving, so that'll
Oh.
be fun. Yeah. Yeah.
That'll be very fun.
Good for you, Vince.
Yeah.
Get out
Oh
there.
my
Stop it.
gosh.
Do your thing.
Oh my god.
So he's a 9th grade, and then you got a 6th grader.
Yeah.
And they're both all up in the football. huh?
Football, yes.
All right.
Yeah.
grew up where?
Willoughby, mostly.
What inspired you to be the assistant manager at Casa de la Chamber of Commerce? What was the
Who wouldn't want to work with Molly Gebler? Come on.
It's a very short list, honestly. I know. Whoever, you don't want to be on that list.
What because I had gotten to experience chamber events with the old business I worked for. They were great events. I got to meet Molly and get to know her, and I loved what the chamber did, its purpose, its mission. And when I saw that they were hiring, I just thought, like, oh my gosh, that would be perfect. Yeah, so
I remember that text. Is this you?
I was like, oh my gosh, are you really hiring?
You do a good job there, Jessica, and I mean it.
She does.
And
Thanks.
yeah, and
She's a friendly face.
Well, the thing of it is, whenever something new happens from the way it was before, I can kind of tell that you've got something to do with it. No offense, Molly, but
I'll take him.
like there's a little bit more flair, there's a little bit more color, and a little more style, a little more sassiness to it.
She's a great
thank you.
addition.
You like working there?
I love it.
How's
I
Molly
love
as a
it.
boss? Is she a pain in the ass?
Super awesome.
Whatever,
Oh my gosh.
Whatever.
I'm so jealous.
I know.
dude. I know how Molly cracks the whip. She's a slave driver.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's fun. We have a lot of fun. It's fun work.
What I don't get about you two is you could have like sort of a wall in there, but you guys it's an open, you know.
I have my imaginary wall. Like I'll
Yes.
say to Jessica, I'm closing my
Yeah,
door.
doors closed.
But what's funny about your setup is you both have desks and they both face forward into nothingness.
Yes.
Like there isn't.
But we're on a show. That's our show. That's the TV screen.
It's literally like folks at
is
home.
the
If you can
show.
imagine an office where there's only two people and they're both facing a wall.
And we have talked about
could
like
face each other,
I would
But-
ask anybody who is a designer to please. We'd love to
Yes.
do
Rita
it, but we
would do it.
can't. We
The
just
thing
can't
is,
figure it out.
your back is to the door if you're
Right.
facing each other. Or
I think you face each other.
I just don't
think
know
that's
how
that's
that would
weird.
work. Or your back is to that window overlooking the ledge, and I feel like you might, I don't know, fall out.
I mean,
of
we
there
have
or
that big
something.
table too. It's
Yeah.
probably not necessary in there either. If that could go, that would be huge. I could actually
Then
tuck
you could
myself
face-
away.
You know, well, I'll tell you
Or-
what would be great. What would be great
I'm
for your
glad
office?
we're spending the whole podcast
Talking
talking
about our
about
office.
redoing our office.
You're welcome. I'm helping you out here. All right. You guys ought to get rid of 97% of all the crap you have in there, right? You have there's plenty of storage in that building in there.
Downstairs in the dungeon.
Dude,
Yeah.
you
and
can.
it's overflowing. There's not.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
It looks like. Do you remember Sanford and Son? Remember that show?
Oh, that is such a
It
lie.
looks like Fred Sanford's
That is-
junkyard
that
threw
is-
up in there.
That is an office
so
of some amazing things
I
that
know.
come out
I'm-
of that
I'm-
office.
I'm
Yes.
exaggerating a little
We
bit.
don't
So
have
mean.
cleaning ladies and expenses the way that the Gertzberg law
It looks.
firm
Have you ever
has.
watched that show Hoarders?
Oh,
Oh my gosh, you're drunk. Have another sip of
I
flow
barely
vodka.
touched it. I barely touched
Oh my
it.
gosh.
No. All right. Listen.
Oh, please. you
Um,
don't even know
oh
what
my
the hell
goodness.
you're talking about.
So funny.
So-
So what else do you have? What else did
All
you
right.
dig
Well,
up?
I'll tell you. What do you think is the the skill that you have that most people don't know that you have?
I could do this with my arm.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, I just.
Oh, he's regurgitating. Here comes the flow vodka back up again.
Let's just tell the people what just happened. So Jessica just bent her arm backwards so that it looked like her elbow goes in the opposite direction than it's supposed to do. It's supposed to go.
That's a talent.
Hey.
Wow. Is that useful in anything other than grossing me out?
I should have put that on my resume.
Yes. You never know
very
when someone's
impressive.
going to need that in an
You know what?
extra.
That'd be really good at a magic show.
I think it's better than driving a car.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's a good conversation starter.
Yes.
It should be driving a car manually,
And
auto,
popping
or
my
without an
elbow.
elbow.
Oh my gracious! And what were you doing that you discovered that
found that-
was capable?
I
of
think it
doing
was
that?
like cheerleading in 6th grade when everybody was going like this, and
Wow.
I don't know, my arm was not, and they're like, "Fix your
my
arm."
goodness, that's so
Yeah.
flexible.
Do your kids do
Strange.
that? Is that something that gets
No.
hereditary?
No,
Is hereditary?
no, I don't think so.
Molly, what skill do you think you have that most people don't know you have?
You know what? We haven't moved to the X-rated of.
Oh, really?
That's the evening
Let's see.
show.
We've already covered ball gags.
I took myself out of that. I had nothing to do with that. My talents are so deep that
There's so many.
so many.
Not enough time.
I know how to make a really loud sound with reeds of grass.
Oh.
Yeah, you know those.
Oh,
like,
yeah, I
Yeah,
can't do
I
that.
can whistle with,
And I
the
can't
two-
whistle.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, I mean, you guys are making me laugh.
Take a picture of this.
Oh, that's very impressive, Molly.
Thank you.
I was gonna.
Alex was trying to get his camera out.
This is ridiculous.
I can't do that.
Oh, I don't
We-
know.
we
My
I
really-
dad-
could though, or like this
Yeah.
way. I can't do that.
No.
We're really classing this thing up today. I'll tell you what.
Sorry, this was Molly's idea.
Elbows and whistles.
No,
I think we just came up with the title of this podcast.
elbows and whistles. I am just enthralled with the extra. Like, I just think that that's so cool. And has your husband gone on? Like, would he ever go by himself and do a
Like a casting call.
right? Like, do you ever go to him and say, "Hey, maybe you should try this one"?
Yeah,
has.
but I don't think he has yet.
Okay.
but I'm sure he would.
And not to talk about your husband, but he did win the supermarket sweep
Oh yeah.
contest. Tell us a little bit
What?
about that.
So there's a contest. Our
He
local
always wins.
newspaper. He was on a really good streak there for a while. Won a supermarket shopping spree that the local newspaper does around Christmas time. So
Like, what do they give you a minute to just put as much crap into your shopping cart?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for
So
him.
it was like, I think 20 or 15 finalists, and you go to the store that night and they pull the names, and they're pulling the names, and like the last person pulled wins, and we were like, oh my gosh. Like, it kept getting closer, and sure enough, they called his name to win. But we had gone to the store prior
This
kind
is
of
the
to map
best.
it out.
Yeah, you got to strategize.
Yeah, like,
That's
well,
I was
what
gonna-
if you
yeah.
win? Then I don't know. We've never been to the store before. I have no idea. Whatever. So we plotted out our little map, and
Which store was this?
it was the Family Foods and Mentor on Lakeshore.
So, what was the strategy? Which aisle do you guys hit
So, well, meat.
first? Of course.
So yeah, so he went
Brilliant.
straight to the meat, threw a bunch of steaks, and it was like, yeah, it was around Christmas. So he grabbed a ham, 2 hams, one for his parents.
Excellent.
Bacon.
Bacon
I remember the
and
bacon.
sausage, and then I don't know, then did a loop like around the snacks. And the plan was to take your arm and go down like
Yeah.
the cookie aisle and just throw
Right.
them in the cart. I think he did that at the end.
You know who I bet hates that contest is the stock boys who have to clean that
Who have to
shit
clean
up
it up.
afterwards.
Right,
Oh, my
yeah.
goodness.
So the cart was overflowing.
And are
Nice.
you there cheering?
I was like running behind. Vince had his phone, so he caught it all on camera as he was going around there. And then I think our total was the highest ever that they had done.
good strategy.
So it was like $600 or something like that.
Yeah. Well, was he the only winner, or did he have to race against another dude?
He was the only winner.
Okay. Nice job, Michael.
Yeah.
Well
It
done.
was cool.
Very exciting.
Yeah, he won the pool table and shuffleboard set.
That's right.
Is this all in the same contest?
This is all the same year.
He won
It
those
was a
three
separate
things?
contest. It was a pool table and shuffleboard with all the accessories.
Are you sure he's not abusing his detective sergeant authority to win these contests? Because something smells fishy. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And what is it like? We're going to bring it down, but being a wife of a police officer. I mean,
Good question, Molly.
because now he's in the detective role. Not that that's any less of a
Yeah.
stress, but and I know he was in SWAT,
Yeah.
and he was also in drugs, like
Yeah.
what is that
Investigating them,
called?
not doing them.
D.
He worked for narcotics. Yeah.
Yes.
Undercover.
What are those nights like as a wife?
Well, I try not to worry. I can't. If I worried about it all the time, I'd go nuts. So, yeah. I mean, it's hard. It's getting a lot harder.
Do you
it's
wanna
obviously
know?
more dangerous.
Does he come home and tell you, like, or
Yeah.
do you not want to know?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, of course. But I don't know. I don't look at it like, I don't know.
Don't
It's
really
not
think.
so horrible. I mean, when I had wanted to be a police officer coming out of high school, and I went to Lakeland for a year and studied that. But so I don't know. Maybe I just don't think about it as being dangerous because I wanted to do it myself.
Right.
But obviously, it's a super dangerous job, and it's getting even worse. So yeah. But like I said, I can't worry myself about it.
He's also a fireman,
He's at EMT.
EMT.
Yeah. So it's busy. There's been a lot of, rotating shifts and getting used to him being home one night and then, another month just being gone. They used to rotate and
Because they do a lot of side jobs as
a
well.
lot of side jobs.
So that's
Yeah.
got to be. I mean, you're almost
Get close to the mic.
So
you're almost a single mom at points.
there's definitely been times I felt like a single mom. Mm-hmm. Especially having two kids in football and one's at this field and one's at that field at the same time and running back and forth. So
And he could be called out at any point, even if he
And
is at a game. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a tough life.
So
I'd be
Do you ever
nervous.
watch
it's hard.
the,
We manage.
I couldn't. I don't think I could do it.
Manage. We'll be 17 years next Saturday.
Married?
How many years? 17?
Mhm.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank
it's a long
you.
time.
Yeah.
Mm,
I don't feel old enough to say that.
yeah. Trust me. And you're going away, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Little vacay.
We're going to New Jersey for one day.
It's exotic. Are you sure? You sure you want to?
So there's a
pretty special.
There's a restaurant there that my sister has been for the past few years bugging us to go to because it's my maiden name. It's not our
Which
family.
is?
It's not our family, but it's called Fiorino Restaurant, and it's in New Jersey. So she had been trying to arrange us to all go to this restaurant. So
I didn't mean to disparage.
We're
New
going.
Jersey just
Yes.
now. I
No.
apologize.
We don't want any phone
you
calls.
so
about-
did.
I'm
You're gonna
sure.
get a lot of callers.
Yes.
I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful.
But from there,
anniversary.
then we're gonna go up to the Finger Lakes to
Nice.
some place to stay. Yeah. So
Well, that sounds lovely. What is
Super
the
lovely.
What is the 17-year anniversary gift? Do you guys know?
I have no idea.
Would you
Check it
take a
out.
guess?
I
Take a
don't
guess,
know.
Molly.
16. I don't know.
17.
Pearl. I don't know.
17-year wedding.
17 years.
anniversary present is
Bamboo.
furniture.
I'll take it.
Okay. And what's the 60th? What should you have gotten me
16th?
for this? The 60th
60th.
for our
60?
60th episode.
Isn't that like diamonds?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
I think
What
it's
should you
gold
have
or
gotten
something?
me?
is it a punch in the face.
Oh, we're not going to make it to the 61st, I feel.
Oh, it's diamond. Wait a second. I thought 50th.
No, that's 50th.
50th is gold.
Gold. All right, the diamond.
The 55th is emerald.
Oh, you missed that.
Where's mine, Molly? Why are you being
Anniversaries are not
sexist?
for the men. They're for
You're
the
being
women.
sexist.
Birthdays are for women.
I'm a This is a gender neutral.
Speaking of
podcast.
trips, what's going on with your trip around the world in 90 days?
We are going to Argentina. We're going to live there for a month.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I'm really excited about it. I've always wanted to do it, Jessica. I've always wanted to live abroad for a whole month, and I've always regretted that I didn't take advantage of that before.
So how will we be doing our podcast?
And how can you do that?
You're going to come with me.
Yeah. Can you drive?
We're going to
drive to Argentina.
We're going to ship you in UPS across the Panama Canal.
Okay. Okay.
Well, actually...
We'll just take December off, maybe. Oh,
no.
To our listeners.
No,
our listeners are so upset.
Did you hear that? I heard it through the walls just now. No, I think we keep talking about starting to do these by phone.
We do, and we have to perfect that because there's many guests that we want to get on that we can't.
So I will meet some local celebrity in Buenos Aires, and. Maybe like a Sherpa who's carrying our baggage or something like that.
Are you going to go up on the thing and sing "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina"?
I
Did I already ask you? I think I already asked you
have.
that.
I am. I'm going to pretend to be Madonna. And
I could see it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
do you speak Spanish?
Un poquito.
Yeah.
A little bit. A little bit. Do you speak Spanish?
Un poquito.
All right.
Yeah.
Molly, do you speak
Dos
Spanish?
La Cuenta.
Tequila.
La Cuenta? Oh, La Quinta, the hotel?
The La Cuenta is the bill.
Is it?
La Cuenta. Yeah.
Let me look this up. Hold on a second. I don't know. Who cares?
Okay.
It's stupid.
Wants to prove
Let's
me
go
wrong,
to,
and he can't.
should we go to the lightning round?
Lightning round.
Lightning round. Molly, would you care to start with the lightning round questions?
Alex, thank you so much for asking.
No. Thank you.
Thank you. Jessica, what are you binging?
You know I barely watch TV. But the last thing was This Is Us.
Okay. So
forever ago?
I have to ask. I have to dive into that for a minute. Okay. So you barely watch TV. I mean, the kids get done with football. Like, they're done by 7:00. Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you doing from 7? I just need to know. I mean, not just you, just anyone who says, I don't watch TV. What are you doing from 7:00 until you go to bed? You go to bed kind of early
because I leave at 5.
Okay.
I get home 5:30. I take Dominic to football at 6. He's done at 7:30. So in between there, I'm probably either running to the grocery store or something. And then we get home. I'm yelling at him to shower. I'm cleaning up. Dishes, maybe making dinner, dishes, packing lunches, bedtime. And then, I'm in bed by like 10.
Molly thinks you're so weird because you're not in front of a TV.
I know, and it's hard to,
I
get it. Like, I get it. How do you not watch TV? By the time, and I have a TV in my bedroom, but by the time I'm like in bed and I'll put the TV on, but I'm watching the news to see what the weather's like tomorrow.
Oh my
And
gosh.
that's it. Until This Is Us starts like next week, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Then I will like make time to make sure I watch it. And whether it's
So all those times I'm texting you at like 10:30, 11 o'clock, you're sleeping?
mostly. Do you wonder why I don't respond?
I don't ever go to bed. I don't ever.
And why are you texting me at midnight?
The better question is, has not responding ever stopped Molly from texting people?
Usually I get responses, Alex.
You know what? I watched a couple episodes of This Is Us, and then the cheese factor got so heavy on it for me. I couldn't take it. It was like too much. I couldn't get through the first season.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't find
do you
it
have a heart.
like,
No, here. No, I'm like the Tin Wizard.
it's
I
not
think
cheesy
so.
at all.
Well,
Like,
here-
Not at
no,
all.
here.
It's
Can I- here's what it
beautiful
was.
writing. I mean, it's
too emotional for
crazy.
you.
What it was is the heavyset girl and the dude, her brother, seemed like they had these just constant crises happening in their lives, and it was like one crisis after another, and it was clearly intended to suck all the emotion out of your body and put it on them, and I couldn't be part of that emotion sucking.
I just
Right?
think you just have to watch it and not
Yeah.
get so
Yeah.
invested in. I think maybe you're a little
Because there's
too
so many
invested.
different
Yeah.
stories
I
happening.
did like how like the flashback scenes, like the
Yes.
stuff that was happening in the 70s. That was pretty cool, and I really dug that dude's Fu Manchu
Oh my
handlebar
gosh,
mustache.
yeah.
He's hot.
That is the kind of mustache I would have if I lived in that at that time. That's what Ed Gertzberg had back then.
Oh, yeah?
My dad
Back
had
Oh
in
my
the
gosh,
day.
it would be
handlebars.
so fun to live during
Yeah.
that time.
Yes.
I think.
What are you binging, Molly?
I'm still on Ally McBeal.
That's a long binge.
It is. It is. I'm trying to get through it because I want to move on to Shameless because the Shameless, the new one just came out. I've got my new theater room and it is. I'm going to tell you.
It's money.
Okay, Jessica.
Hold on. Don't you want to know what
Oh.
I'm binging?
Oh, you told us.
I thought you
Oh
said.
no. I
Oh,
think
he
that was
started.
just-
No,
yeah.
he said what he wasn't
Yes.
binging.
Alex, what are you binging?
Never mind. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
oh my gosh.
Tiffany and I are on episode 7 of 10 of Ozark season 2. Have you guys watched that show?
I did.
I don't know what that
So
is.
good.
That's
Ozark.
with.
It's on Netflix.
I love
it's
him.
so good. Yeah. Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman. I love him.
He's awesome. The second season is really good. Not as good as the first season, but I recommend that show to anybody. It's so well written. It's so
yeah.
good.
Jessica,
Molly,
what's on your mind?
what's for dinner?
Oh.
Like seriously,
No,
Like,
no.
what's
that's
on my
good.
mind?
That's or deeper.
I don't know. I like Homecoming's got me really.
wigged out.
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know. Like I wasn't allowed to go to homecoming in 9th grade.
Did you and your husband have a conversation about? I know that he kind of.
He's feeling exactly the way Alex
got you because he's
reacted.
Strutting like a
Yes.
peacock.
Exactly.
But you
So, I mean,
were
I'll get
offended-
over it.
You were not happy that he asked permission to
'Cause I-
ask a freshman, and then he went and asked a sophomore.
Yeah, I felt like I was lied to a little bit. But
You don't need permission from your mom to ask a girl
it
to
wasn't
homecoming.
permission. It was just like I'm
Right.
thinking of this, and then all of a sudden it turned around to this whole thing where I thought it would be fine. Yeah, fun. You're a freshman, go with some friends, and then it turned into something different.
I bet you if young Vincent is listening to this right now, he's telling somebody, see, this is exactly why I don't talk to mom about this stuff. She goes on podcasts and tells the world.
So have you gone out and gotten an outfit, or does that all need to happen?
No,
Or-
he's good.
He's good. He's got
Yeah.
a suit or whatever,
Yeah, he's
or whatever
good.
he's gonna wear.
Yeah.
Biggest challenge last week.
You know it, but I don't really.
You know me well enough to know that I don't remember anything that happened 10 minutes prior to anything.
Just family stuff. I'll say you can't help somebody who doesn't want to help themselves.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But it doesn't make it any less painful
it
for the
does
person
not.
who wants
No.
to help.
No, that makes
What
it
is,
harder.
What is the biggest challenge that you had last week, Molly?
Was I in New York last week?
No.
Yeah. No?
Maybe it was remembering
Monday.
where you were.
Monday was your first day back last week.
I'd have to look at my calendar and see. I mean, just the house is still my challenge. It's just, I just want it done. Yeah. So, I don't know. What about you?
I had a personnel issue that was very challenging, but resolved very satisfactorily last week. And it was a good example for me about how your mind projects all the worst case scenarios and you worry and stress out about them.
Totally.
And none of those things happened. But the time that I stressed out about them, which was a lot, I'm never getting back. And so the challenge was overcome, but the lesson from it is stop losing your mind about stuff that hasn't happened yet.
Yes. Why do we do that?
I'll tell you why.
Why do we do that?
I'll tell you
The
exactly
what
why.
ifs.
It's because in 10 million years of evolution, the thing that has made us people is escaping the saber-toothed tiger, right? The predators. And in order to do that, and in order to survive and beat out all the other animals out there, you have to think about the worst case scenarios, and that's what helps you survive. But those same traits are no longer helpful. They are, however, part of our DNA from 10 million years. This has been Evolutionary Talk with Alex, Molly.
With Alex Gertzberg.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone, let's go on break.
I'm exhausted.
Need a drink.
I know. My biggest challenge was getting the lobster salad to continue to be on the menu at Emma Italian. I have successfully got it. It was announced that it will be on the menu until I believe October 1st, and they did. Emma Italian asked me if I'd like them to call it the Gebler salad. As they should.
They should.
Yes,
They should. And if you have not tried it, folks, I assume this will be out next week. So they'll have about a week to. You need, trust me, you need to. I might just go get it right now.
If people are listening to this, it's this week for them. So
go
there.
Go
now.
now.
Yeah.
Run.
Have you guys been to Bull and Bird yet?
Yeah.
I like that place. I like what they've done with it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Snazzy.
Yeah.
I love the meatball was amazing. The shrimp cocktail is phenomenal.
There's a really good dude over there named Grant.
Keith. Oh.
Grant is I think he's the head boss over there.
Keith is the GM there.
Okay, well,
He's
Grant
a
is the
big guy.
vice boss.
Okay.
And he did a very good
care of
job.
you?
Yeah, really good dude.
Okay. Did you go for dinner or did you go sit at the
happy
bar?
hour a couple times.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear they have a great happy hour.
Yeah, I really like the subtle changes that they did over Gamekeepers.
Here's
That's
the thought.
common.
Exactly. The
Yeah.
brilliant Joe and his
Yeah.
partners who did that. Brilliant because people loved Gamekeepers so much. And if you changed it totally, people would go in there and be like, "Ugh." Now they could go in there. They feel that feeling of what it was like, and those memories come back because
Right.
everything's very similar. But you're eating Hyde Park food.
And it's similar, but I think it's classier.
I would say it's even better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anywho,
Yes, I think those are all my questions. Are those all my questions?
I think you've got them all. Yeah.
Okay.
Jessica,
Alex, would you like to ask your questions now?
I would, thank you. You're on a desert island
Oh, here
for
we
a
go.
minimum of 3 months. You may bring with you any single musician's entire discography.
Who do I
Which
bring?
musician do you bring?
Billy Joel is the first one that pops.
Lots of good options there. Lots of good
Yeah.
records and songs.
Music
Grew.
is a big part of the chamber
It's
life.
a huge part of the chamber
Yes.
life. Yeah.
We're jamming all the time.
All the time. Yeah. So
That's a good
What
one.
was the other one? What did you say after that?
I didn't, but
Oh.
like Michael Jackson.
Ooh.
But no, Billy
Solid
Joel.
choice.
Yeah, I grew up with
Yeah.
listening. My mom had like every Billy Joel album, and we've been to a bunch of concerts. And
Who are you bringing? Neil Diamond, Molly?
Probably Bob Seger.
So I think that I'm going to change my traditional answer to this question, because it was fish, and I wish I could bring fish, but I think I'm going to switch for a while to Bob Dylan. I've been listening to a lot of Bob Dylan lately, and I've been really getting into his lyrics.
How do you even understand it?
Well, you can understand this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the one?
I
who's
think
the
early
Harvest
stuff you can
Moon?
understand. What?
Who's the Harvest Moon? I mean,
Roy
Neil
Orbison.
Young.
Neil
Neil
Young.
Young.
I've
Yeah,
been
yeah,
into
Neil Young.
him lately.
Yeah.
He's deep.
He's awesome. Do you guys ever listen to this dude, Leonard Cohen?
Isn't
Is he
he
a
like a
musician?
Yeah.
songwriter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good too. He and Bob Dylan have been occupying a lot of my time lately, and I recommend him to anyone. Jessica,
Alex.
same desert island.
What if I want a different one?
Which
Sorry.
Bainbridge police officer would you bring?
So bad.
Wow, it's about to get real.
Let's not tag the Bainbridge Police Department in this.
Yeah. I think you need to cut
Is
that.
this an inside joke from an earlier
Oh
conversation?
no, you just have to visit. It'll make sense.
Okay. Some desert island, still a minimum of 3 months. You don't know how long. You may bring with you any single author's entire bibliography.
Or
Which author
well,
do you
you're
bring
thinking.
with
I'm
you?
going to give you time to think because you'll be proud to know that I purchased a book and I'm listening to it.
Good for you, Molly.
But then I forgot. I just remembered I purchased it about a week ago.
You listen to a book. You
Yeah,
don't read
it's
it.
Rob Lowe's Stories I Only Tell My Friends, and it is good.
Wow.
It is
That's great.
juicy good.
Good for you, Molly. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Okay, what do you got, Jess? I gave you some
Any
time.
single authors?
I don't. I like mysteries.
Okay.
I used to read Nelson DeMille.
Sure.
He writes mysteries based in New York and Long Island, and I don't know. I just liked those.
Okay.
Guess.
I get it. That's cool.
There's no shame in not being a reader
I'm
around
not a reader.
this here parts.
Until a new 50 Shades book comes out.
Will there be? Because I need to see the other movie.
I don't know.
Because
I think they wrote all three, and then they wrote one from his point of view. So I don't know if there'll be more.
Really?
Oh, is that going to come out in a movie?
I'd read that one. No, I wouldn't.
Oh, you haven't seen
There's
any of
zero
those
chance.
movies.
I get uncomfortable watching those movies. I do. I don't.
The bullshit level is going off. The level or the detector. All right.
Oh,
What you
can I
got?
tell you something funny that happened the other day?
If it's funny.
Remember, it's funny to me. So remember when you were a kid and you'd be watching TV and it would have like one nudie scene in it, and that's when your parents would walk in
Always.
every time, right?
You're talking
So listen to
about-
this.
It still happens now.
So yeah, right?
Yeah.
So listen to this. So the other day we busted Jacob trying to order not porn. No, not porn. Ordering stuff on iTunes so he could play on it with his phone using, our credit card, right? We were watching a show. Oh, it was The Simpsons. We were watching The Simpsons, and the entire episode was about Bart stealing video games. And Jacob had just gotten like punished for that, right? And so I could look over and he's just beat red, right?
Oh, the life lessons from The Simpsons.
The Simpsons, I'm telling you.
I'll tell you.
It was but it was so funny because you couldn't get a more perfect plot to what that kid was
Well,
getting in
maybe
trouble
he
for.
watched it, and that's how he got the
That's how he-
idea.
yeah.
Oh my God, it was
my
hilarious.
gosh.
Okay, Jessica.
That's why they're not stealing my credit card and buying games for
I
their.
didn't watch The Simpsons.
I have to take that back because you never know.
It's just the stuff you
There's
busted
still
him for.
time. Yeah, there's still time.
Jessica, what is a routine or a habit in your life that you've gotten the most traction from?
I carry a Swiss Army knife in
Really?
my purse.
Well, that's a
Yeah,
good
and
one.
tell us the story about the last time you used it.
I
It
have
was
a
very-
couple.
Did you ever have to cut a bitch?
back in high school, but she wasn't caught.
No, I mean, I got it like shortly after Mike and I started dating. His dad bought it for me because I said I wanted one. So it's, I don't know, like 15 years. We were at a chamber breakfast, right?
Yeah.
And one of the women that were attending lost her keys. She couldn't find them in her bag, and she's digging and digging and digging. And here the keys got stuck somehow in the liner of her purse and couldn't find
So Jessica
how they
went-
got it. And I was like, hold on a
I
second.
gotcha.
I got this.
Nice.
I cut it open.
That's a good one.
But I saved a bird.
With the Swiss
A
Army knife?
loon. Do you know what a loon is? It's
Yeah,
like
it's a big bird.
Yeah.
Alex.
So I was picking my sister up one morning for work. It looked like Alex sitting in the middle of the road.
Oh, I see what you're trying to say, like loony.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
look
a
at
loon.
Molly. You
But so
are
I couldn't
clever.
figure
Thank
out, like,
you.
what is this thing sitting in the middle of the road for? And it wouldn't move, and I had to drive around it. And then I get out, and I'm, like, walking up to it, still not moving, and here it had a fishing wire
Oh, jeez.
wrapped around its beak.
It was
Yeah.
probably hungry.
Yeah, I felt so bad.
So you cut.
So I was like,
with
hold
the
on, I
Swiss
got my
Army knife.
Swiss Army knife.
Wow, that's great.
I'll tell you. You
And
better
so
put that
I
on your
did.
resume.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. So I felt good about that.
Jessica,
Animal saver.
final lightning round question.
Oh, I don't know what
is-
this one is. I think I
This
missed.
is the biggest
it's a
one.
big one.
Oh, no.
You better sit down for this. What is an embarrassing thing about yourself that nobody else knows?
Oh. I don't know. I don't know that nobody else knows, but
We'll sit
I'm-
here
I'm-
all day, young
I'm
lady.
prone to falls, I think.
Interesting.
Just like her boss.
Did this happen recently?
At the yeah, actually, I fell at Parkside a couple weeks ago, walking right through the door. Thank God. It was like late. It wasn't lunchtime. It was like later than lunchtime. I don't know. And thank God nobody was around because I went down. But I'll tell you the most embarrassing one was we were at Tower City around Christmas time. And Dominic, my youngest son, was probably like 2 or 3. And he took off and went running down an escalator the wrong way, right? Whatever. I ended up chasing him. I think he turned around, and here I am then like running up the escalator the wrong way. And I like...
It was like a Bugs Bunny episode.
Yes,
yes,
exactly. I'm doing that. And of course I slip and I fall. So then I'm falling on the escalator, and all I can do is ride it down. Like,
well, your
silly.
2-year-old is gone.
well, he's gone. Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
so bad.
Outstanding.
So bad. Yeah, but yeah. I've had many falling episodes.
Do you have an equal share of walking into things?
No.
Okay.
No, it's the falling.
I know
Yeah.
somebody who will remain nameless who would always run into shit, man. And the funniest thing in the world was watching her walk into glass sliding doors and screen doors from the other side, from the side where they're walking towards you.
Oh my God.
And knowing Alex, he's probably holding the drink on the
Yeah,
other side. Here,
I'm like, come
grab
over.
it.
Come over here. Yeah. Gosh, that was classic.
Oh, boy.
Anywho, what have
boy.
we learned today, Molly?
Oh,
Let's
my
do a
gosh.
quick recap.
I think we learned that I want to be an extra.
I think so too.
Yeah.
We learned that
I
Jessica.
love the extra life.
I'll get you in.
We learned that Jessica knows how to ride a bike and drive a car, that she's good with animals and weight training and body.
She
as
likes
I
Helmsworth.
explained with the story about the loon.
Right?
Yes.
She's an animals activist.
With a Swiss Army knife.
Yes.
Right.
Lethal. She's
Yeah.
lethal with
True.
the Swiss Army
We
knife.
learned that she's never lived in Portland, Vancouver, Bonita Springs, or Athens.
Correct.
I would live in Bonita Springs, though, if I had the
Yeah?
opportunity.
That's where I had my honeymoon.
Is that true?
Yes. And I flew there. If you
Is
really
that
wanna
true?
know.
Really?
Yes.
Is that the last time you
Wow.
flew anywhere?
It was the day after the plane went down the Everglades.
Really?
I get married. Everybody's trying to keep that from me. And it's like a hush hush, just do not. John's
tell
walking around
Molly.
like,
Oh, yeah.
don't tell her or we're not
Sure.
going. And back in the day, my mother was very by the rules when it came to weddings. So the next day after a wedding, you go back to your parents' house and you open your gifts and you have a brunch and your family's invited. And so we were all back there, and I could tell there was just this hush hush, going around. Then my Uncle Danny walks out and says, "Hey, did y'all hear about that plane that went down the Everglades?" And everyone was like, "Oh." So, but I still got on the plane. No, that was not the last time.
Okay.
Last time I flew was to Texas, maybe.
Anywho,
Is
folks,
that your phone lighting up like that? How is it lighting up when you're on airplane
Yeah,
mode?
that's weird.
Oh, isn't that weird?
No, I thought I put it on airplane mode. So this has been a really good episode.
This was
Jessica.
funny.
Yeah,
This was
I've
fun.
enjoyed it. Jessica, did you have a good time?
Did you have
I had a
fun?
great time. Yeah.
Did you?
Find out that you are
Thank
an
you.
important person.
Yeah.
Some people just don't feel they're important enough to be on our show, and I don't get that.
It's a big show. I mean,
Oh well, I
You
mean, I
know.
get that, but I just
Look, it's really simple. Molly, if you and I ask somebody to be on the show, it means they're important
right.
enough.
We don't
Or
ask
we wouldn't
losers.
ask you. Or we wouldn't ask you in the first place.
Absolutely.
And so, by the way, folks, if you've never been asked to be on the show,
we're coming for you.
Molly, is there anything you'd like to put out to the listeners at home?
October 13th is the Chagrin Valley Chamber of Commerce open house where community meets business.
Okay.
It's going to be an amazing event. It's at the Chagrin Middle School from 10 to 2. We have, speaking of Marvel, we have a Marvel author coming.
Ooh.
He will be signing books, selling and signing, or you could bring something
Is it
Marvel.
Stan Lee? Who is it?
No, it is Mark Simorak.
Don't know.
And we have the author of Princess Cupcake Jones. Maya should come. She writes, Princess Cupcake Jones has a series of books. She's going to do a reading, and we're going to have high heels and things for the little kids to put on because it's about being caught in your mom's closet, the story.
Maya's not putting on any high heels.
We have the Annie and Max and Annie author is coming. We are talking with Rescue Village, which I didn't even tell Jessica about, maybe bringing some adoptables, some puppies.
Oh, that'd be fun.
We have
Singing princesses.
the singing princesses are coming.
There's a lot going
There's
on.
a
at
lot
the chamber.
going on all amongst our local businesses. They're going to be selling things and having discounts. It's going to be a great time. And then after our event, you'll head right over to the Scarecrow stuffing, which starts at 2 down in the village. So October 13th, mark the date down. It's a must. Must. What do you got on your plate?
Not nearly that much.
Well, we all can't be us.
I mean, the things I've got going on are not for public consumption. They're all
Okay.
work related.
Well, then we don't want to hear about it.
Yeah. Oh, you can go to see Fiddler on the Roof at Kenston
Yes.
Middle
Okay.
School.
When? Yes.
It's October 5th, 6th, and 7th.
And where can people get?
I think you got to go to Kenston
Tickets.
Middle School.
October 5th, 6th,
Is your
and
son in it?
7th.
Yeah.
Oh,
He plays.
that's fun.
He's the only Jewish kid playing the only non-Jewish part there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is during the Chagrin Documentary Film Festival,
Ooh.
which everybody should
Everyone
write
should go to
down
that,
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
And which son is in it?
young Jacob Gertzberg.
Jacob is in it.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm gonna get my tickets tomorrow for that.
Yeah, you're gonna not to be missed, Jessica.
Yes.
Jessica, any news you'd like to share with the many listeners at home besides your kids' homecoming?
Besides
date
that, I have more
plans?
to add to that. We have our homecoming parade tomorrow.
Ooh.
Tomorrow's Tuesday, and Vince is supposed to be dressed like the Tin Man because the theme is Wizard of Oz.
The homecoming theme is Wizard
The
of
homecoming
Oz?
theme is Wizard of Oz.
Huh.
He was asked to dress up as the Tin Man for the parade.
How fun is that?
That's
Wow.
tomorrow.
Do you have that?
No, we spent yesterday afternoon making a Tin Man costume out of heating duct.
Will you be sharing a picture of that?
I
for
sure will.
Sure.
All right, kids. Well, this has been fantastic.
fun.
So much fun. Jessica, thank you for gracing us
Jess.
with your
Thank you.
presence. We really appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Molly, thank you. I
Alex,
appreciate you.
I appreciate
You're a
you.
great co-host.
I'm not sure that's really what I am to you. I'm just your little quiet sidekick. But I appreciate your thoughts.
All right, kids.
And I'm going to head
Yeah.
over and get the lobster salad. So
Okay, do that. Kids, you want to go to our Facebook page and hit the little
Jessica, do you know we're on Stitcher and YouTube and Spotify?
You are?
Yes.
We are.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, which one are you going to listen to us on?
YouTube.
Okay.
Okay, good call.
All right.
That's
Yeah.
smart. That's smart.
That's a good one.
So folks, listen to us on YouTube and
Like us on Facebook.
Like us on Facebook. Go to our
Subscribe.
go to it's thebestpodcastever.com and then hit
Bobby.
subscribe.
Go to the chamber page, Chagrin Valley Chamber of Commerce, and
GertzbergLaw.com.
Alex Gertzberg, and like us on Facebook as well.
CoverMy6.com. You're going to want to check that out.
Cover
That's
my
good stuff.
ass.
You could check out Vin and Juice on YouTube as well.
Oh, now it's coming. Part
Wow,
2.
is that Snoop Dogg's
Say that
next
again
album,
for the
or-
folks.
Vin, VIN, and Juice on YouTube.
Oh, Vin and Juice. She has her own little channel. See, it's coming out now.
Fascinating.
And
All right.
that's your Instagram handle.
Yes.
On that note, thanks for tuning in, kids.
Thanks
we'll see you next
all.
time.
See ya.